これでは寒いな。我が名は鎖部博士。始まりの姫宮。2年の時を超え帰ってきたぞ。
Time travel is a complicated concept to nail down, with so many aspects, possibilities, and a high likelihood of going wrong, if not executed correctly. It's a wonder why there are so many anime that choose to use it. However, if done correctly, the payoffs can be huge, as you can not only have an incredible adventure that unfolds with great characters along for the ride, you can also create a story that ultimately is fun to watch. In this list, you will see 10 different anime that have been taking the concept of time traveling.
Dio? Dio?
Number 10. Buddy Complex. This anime implicates two dramatically different ways from its setup. We get a normal high school student named Aoba Watase with his friends, a smile on his face, and like most kids, likes to play sports when they're bored. Then it quickly shifts to a mysterious girl coming from the future to apparently save Aoba, a giant mech dropping from the sky to terminate him, and a time travel phenomenon that changes his life forever. Sounds complex, right? That's just the tip of the iceberg, as the show doesn't reveal much in the beginning. Everything comes out as cryptic, and it plays around like a jigsaw puzzle. The only clues from the beginning are from the mysterious girl named Hina. I found myself to like the show very much, surprisingly. You may think this is some weird, nerdy mecha anime with painstakingly slow plot progression that you're too lazy to watch. But Sunrise Studios has done it again. I really enjoyed the funny interactions with each character in each episode, along with the love triangles and the World War vibes. Number 9. Sakurada Reset. Asai Kei is a high schooler who lives in the seaside city of Sakurada, where the inhabitants are born with special abilities. One day on the school rooftop, he meets Haruki Misora, a stoic girl with the ability to reset everything around her up to 3 days prior. Her ability renders everyone completely oblivious to the reset, including herself. However, Kei has this photographic memory, and, choosing to join their powers, Kei and Misora decide to join their school services club in order to help people in their town. However, Kei and Misora may soon find out that there's more to what happens in Sakurada than meets the eye. Sakurada Reset sets a limiter on the time travel trope it employs, and to that end, there is a great potential for a lot of difficulty that the protagonists must endure in order to do the good that they so desire. I believe that it is definitely worth the watch, and there is much to learn from the series. So take a minute to pause and save before this anime resets your mind to things you never quite had the time to think about. Number 8. The Ambition of Oda Nobunaga. 17-year-old Sagara finds himself traveling back in time to Japan's Sengoku era, finding out that all the famous samurai lords who populate the history books of the modern era are cute girls. He meets Oda Nobunaga, Oda Nobunaga's female counterpart, who then recruits him to be her substitute for her aide, Kinoshita Tokichiro, who was killed by a rival clan. Using his knowledge of history and some of the technological advantages of the modern era, Sagara assists Nobunaga in her very well-documented mission to unify Japan under her banner. Without giving much away as to why he's there, the ambition of Oda Nobunaga follows Sagara into the reaches of the past, retelling a pivotal story in the history of Japan. With a few twists, of course. Being the history nerd that he is, Sagara takes to the Sengoku era like a fish to water, or more like the protagonist of some sort of role-playing game. Steadfast in his duties so as to avoid changing the tides of history, Sagara assists Nobunaga in her quest to take all of Japan. I fucking love this anime, guys. You should check it out for sure. Number 7. No Wine. To Your Other Self. In the near future, a struggle is taking place between two different dimensions. The good guys, La Crima, and the bad guys, Shangri-La. A group known as Dragon Cavalry is dispatched throughout the space and time to search for the Dragon's Torque, seen as the only thing that can stop the invasion from Shangri-La. One of those members, Karasu, meets his past self and his friend 15 years in the past, which appears to be a promising lead. Noaine's time travel mechanics revolve around the idea of how different dimensions can result due to different actions that are taken. This is especially important as the series takes a more character-driven approach to what happens as opposed to a plot-driven approach. As a result, you have a beautifully crafted series that achieves what it is set out to do. If you're a fan of the time travel genre, who would also like more of the quantum aspect involved, this would be the anime to check out first. Number 6. Nobunaga Concierto. Who cares about what happened in Japan's past? It has nothing to do with my life. With these words, carefree high school student Soburo finds himself unceremoniously thrown back in time to the Sengoku era, landing directly in front of the legendary General Nobunaga Oda. Nobunaga, on the run from his retainers and wishing to rest due to his frailty, beseeches Soburo to take his place. As the two bear an uncanny resemblance, although Soburo is still confused by his surroundings, Nobunaga hurriedly provides the boy with the necessary items to prove that he is the bona fide feudal lord, and makes a hasty getaway. Now a stand-in for someone he doesn't even know all that much about, though his modern experiences and knowledge are sure to help him. Saburo begins his unexpected quest to pose as the man who attempted to unite all of Japan. I enjoyed the series greatly. Great story, amazing sounds, and fun and lovable characters. The art was not that bad, I guess. Nah, I still don't like the art. The story is pretty good. Number 5. Orange. I had absolutely no expectations when I started watching Orange. I had never heard anything about the story. I only knew that it was supposed to be pretty good. So I was definitely not prepared for what the amazing story that unfolded before my eyes. Takamio Naho, an incoming sophomore, receives a letter claiming to be from herself 10 years in the future. It listed things that will happen during her new school year, mostly involving her, her friends, and their new classmate, Kakeru. She didn't pay attention to it at first, but when the events listed in the letter started happening exactly as it said, she finally believes it, especially since it involves Kakeru's fate in the future. Orange is a story about friendship, trust, depression, learning to love yourself, and being able to believe in your future. It hits home really hard for anyone who has ever had to deal with grief, loss, and depression. The depictions of all of these things are spot on in the most amazing ways. Number 4. Now and Then, Here and There. This is also another anime that the main character finds himself in a new time, surrounded by a harsh environment and harsher people. Shuzo Matsutani tries to find his way back to his time and go home. Getting the help from Lala Ru, a blue-haired girl, he sets out to survive, and in doing so, he helps those who have to live in the harsh future. Now and Then, Here and There shows us another version of what the future may bring if we don't change our actions and protect the environment. Once the world turns into that from Fallout, there is no real hope. The time traveling in Now and Then, Here and There comes from the future, where they can grab people and bring them back from the past, almost like the teleporters in Star Trek, just temporal porters. In my opinion, this is one of those anime you really can't judge from the cover. Up next we have number 3, Erased. The great example of a time travel based anime. Erased focuses on Satoru using a special time travel ability to prevent bad things from happening to those he cares about. In this case, the focus of the time travel aspect is mainly on the mystery of how his ability suddenly jumps to going back years in the past as opposed to seconds. With the protagonist being a 29-year-old male suddenly gifted with said ability, as well as a new focus on the time travel element changing within the series, this anime is worth checking out if you're curious as to a new take on the time travel genre. Number 2. The Tatami Galaxy. Tatami Galaxy is set on a fictional universe, specifically a town which seems pretty close to the modern Japanese towns. A nameless protagonist, referred to as Watashi, by himself, expects to find the rose-colored campus life that he always dreamed of, entering a campus club. Instead, he finds mischief and disappointment in every way possible. Every time he joins a club, Everything seems to go wrong and he ends up regretting his choice, wanting to go back to the moment of choosing it and reset his life by changing his choice. The plot is following his different choices and the different lives he lived after them. Watashi begins a journey of self-discovery where the weight of his choices matters the most, becoming a matured young man who lives his life with unlimited freedom, but also respects on every choice. Well, it's not for everyone. You might not love the art style, and you may not understand it the first time you watch it, but make no mistake, those who are able and willing to digest the Tatami Galaxy will never forget it. And number 1, Steins Gate. No doubt which anime was going to be number 1. It's Steins Gate. It definitely earns this spot. Okabe Rintaro, a mad scientist who spends his time hanging out in his laboratory with his friends Mayuri and Daru. Occasionally, they manage to invent futuristic gadgets, though these are never worth mentioning. The first few episodes may turn you down, as it seems like your general slice-of-life comedy anime. However, when their most interesting invention, the phone microwave, turns out to be able to send text messages through time, everything changes. The text messages sent to the past have a huge impact on the present. When Okabe, in a horrifying way, finds out about an evil organization called CERN and their ways, he is forced to use time-traveling methods to prevent from getting captured and stop their plans. This, around episode 9, is where the amazing sci-fi thriller fires up its engines. This is one of my favorites that I've seen. Well, this is the complete list of time travel anime. Is there another great anime series that is based on time travel that you want to share? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to comment what you think of this video, and also, tell me what video we should do next. Anyways, like, share with other otakus, and more importantly, subscribe. As for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.